Hi! Today we're tackling a topic that every artist has faced at some point. The ugly stage of a drawing. This is the part of the art process where your work looks bad, unfinished, and you're tempted to give up. The ugly stage of a drawing is a natural part of the art process. It can occur at any point. During the sketch or line art phase when your lines look wonky, when applying colors that seem dull or flat, or while shading, when the lights and shadows just aren't right. This can make you want to abandon a piece altogether, but it's important to remember that this stage is temporary. Every artist experiences it, and pushing through it can lead to amazing results. So don't worry, there's hope! In this video, we'll discuss how to push through the ugly stage, fix common mistakes, and keep your motivation. Let's get started! Number 1. Fixing the sketch phase. If you're stuck in the ugly stage during the sketch phase, remember that it's perfectly normal for it to look rough and unpolished. And that's okay, as you'll perfect it later. Always remember that most artists begin by doing a messy sketch. But if you think that your sketch doesn't look good enough, you should try these tips. Break it down. When dealing with complex subjects, it can be overwhelming to capture all the details at once. Simplify your drawing by breaking it down into basic shapes and proportions. For example, if you're drawing a face, start with simple circles and ovals to represent the head and the eyes. Start with the broadest elements of your drawing and gradually move towards the finer details. This approach keeps you from getting stuck on the small details too soon and helps you keep the overall structure together. Check your reference. Put your reference next to your drawing and compare it to your sketch to correct any mistakes. You can also use a grid or flip your canvas. This will help you in making sure that the proportions are right. Number 2. Improving line art. When your line art looks wonky, it's time to refine and clean up your lines. Strong, clean line art can significantly enhance the overall quality of your drawing. Here's how you can achieve better line art. Do smooth, confident strokes, instead of short, choppy ones, which are commonly known as chicken scratching. You should create long, smooth lines. This might take some practice, but the goal is to develop a steady hand that can create fluid lines with confidence. You can try doing warm-up exercises before you start your main drawing session to loosen up your arm. Drawing straight lines, circles, and curves repeatedly can help you gain control over your strokes. Clean up. Remove unnecessary lines and focus on clarity. For example, when drawing hair, you don't need to draw every single strand. Instead, draw them as flocks or clumps of hair with fewer, more deliberate lines. This not only makes your drawing look cleaner, but also adds a stylish touch that can be more appealing. So, simplify complex areas by reducing the number of lines used. Consistency. Make sure that your line work is consistent. Otherwise, it can make a drawing look disjointed. Pay attention to how lines connect and flow into each other. And make sure that they are uniform in style and weight. Number 3. Fixing colors. Color can transform your artwork, giving it vibrancy or by helping you express your desired emotions. If your colors look dull or flat, you can add life into them with these techniques. Use color harmony. Use a limited color palette and ensure your colors look well together. Harmonious colors can create a cohesive and pleasing illustration. Knowing the color wheel can be very helpful in this process. Study color theory basics such as complementary, analogous, and triadic colors. Complementary colors are pairs of colors that are opposite to each other on the color wheel. When placed together, they make each other appear brighter and more vibrant. This can also create a high contrast artwork. Analogous colors are groups of 3 colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. They usually match well and create visually relaxing designs. They are often found in nature and are harmonious and pleasing to the eye. And triadic colors are 3 colors that are evenly spaced around the color wheel. Together, they tend to be quite vibrant while also giving a balanced look. So, by studying the color wheel, you can find color combinations that work well together. The next tip is layering. Build up colors gradually. Start with base colors and add layers for depth. This technique is especially useful in digital art, where you can use multiple layers to add subtle shifts in color and create more complex shades. Layering also helps in blending colors smoothly, making transitions between different hues look natural. Contrast. Add a black layer on top and set it to color. That way, you can see your drawing in black and white. Now, increase the contrast between lights and darks to make your colors pop. High contrast can draw attention to important areas and add dramatism to your piece. Experiment with different levels of brightness and saturation to see how they affect the overall feel of your artwork. Don't be afraid to push to the extremes. Number 4. Perfecting rendering. Shading can be tricky, but it's essential for adding depth and dimension. Proper shading techniques can make your drawings look more realistic and three-dimensional. Light source. Determine your light source and make sure your shading is consistent. This is crucial for creating believable lighting. Decide where the light is coming from, above, below, or on the side, and apply shadows accordingly. Keeping the light source in mind helps maintain consistency and realism through the piece. Gradients. Smooth transitions from light to dark can enhance the perfection of volume and form. Use gradients to gradually shift from light to dark, and consider the texture of the surface you're shading. Rough textures such as pyramids will have more abrupt changes in shading, while smooth textures like cylinders and spheres will have softer transitions. Reflected light. Incorporate reflected light to add realism. Light often bounces off surfaces, subtly illuminating areas that are indirectly hit by the primary light source. Adding a touch of this reflected light can enhance the realism of your drawing. It's important to be patient with yourself during the ugly stage. Improvement comes with consistent practice and persistence. Set aside a regular time for sketching and don't get discouraged by the initial results. Remember that every artist goes through this stage, and it's a sign that you're making progress. Remember, the ugly stage is just a phase. Trust the process and keep going. And there you have it. The ugly stage is a challenging but normal part of creating art, but you can push through it and create amazing work. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more art tips and tutorials. Also, you can check my socials in the video description to see some of the drawings that appeared in this tutorial. Thanks for watching and happy drawing! Bye!